I'm Sheena Dykes and I'm the Chair of Trustees at Wycombe Homeless Connection and one of the founders of the charity. Well, it's more than a shelter now, it's kind of a homeless project, but it did begin as a winter night shelter. I suppose back in 2005, 2006, we were kind of asking three questions. Is there much of a homeless problem in Wycombe? And if there is, isn't it the council's duty to house people who are homeless? And we began going to the council and asking them, what do you do to help people who are homeless? And found that people who are homeless are only helped by the council who are in priority need. That means that they're old or they're young, or they're pregnant or have children or are vulnerable in some way. If you don't fall into those categories, then you don't get the help. In the Christmas of 2006, some of us were going into church at Easton Street car park and we heard a commotion in the stairwell, and myself and another lady called Karen went off to investigate, and we found a lady lying dead in the stairwell. And we felt this was a really tragic thing to happen on Christmas morning when we were all going to celebrate, and here she was. And that just, I suppose, really fired us up to decide we really need to do something about people who are sleeping rough. In 2008-09, the first winter shelter that we had, 50 people were referred to us that winter, and about 35 stayed in that first shelter. The actual numbers have gone up particularly since 2010. So maybe 3 or 4 years ago, we had about 10 to 15 on the street. Last year, we were counting about 30. There are hundreds more who are either sleeping on someone's sofa, sleeping in their car, or in some kind of inadequate accommodation. The commonest cause of homelessness in England at the moment is the ending of a tenancy. The tenancy comes to an end, the landlord might put the rent up, or it could be that the landlord wants to sell the property. And it doesn't take much to knock people over. It could be they've had an accident at work, or they've become sick in some way, a relationship breaks down, and they end up beginning that slide down the river towards homelessness. One of the chaps, for instance, he broke his leg and couldn't work, and the hospital wouldn't do his operation until he had somewhere that he could go out to be housed afterwards. They wouldn't put him on the street. So we've actually got some money to support him when he comes out of hospital. So we'll give out things like sleeping bags, emergency food and clothes. Twice a week we have an evening drop-in where they can get their clothes washed and have a shower. We also help people in our support centre every day, all year round. We also work really closely with homeless hostels. We also help people avoid evictions if they're unfair evictions by running legal drop-ins twice a month. I think offering people a cup of coffee or a meal or sandwiches would be fantastic. It's a way of making yourself feel you're doing something. I think that if you can support the charities that are doing good work in the town, that's really great, either by donating things like clothes and food, maybe even money if people want to do that too.